Hello, welcome to Scotch Talks podcast. I'm your host, Scotch. Today's guest is my good friend James, an actor, a performer in San Francisco. He's just an all-around dude, good dude. But yeah, he's awesome, and I love what he says in this. I'm a little off in this podcast. It was a really, really long day beforehand, and I wasn't as quick or responsive as I've wanted to be. And so, yeah, that's just how this went. But he says amazing stuff about criticism and how to take it and how we can learn from our criticisms and how to separate ourselves from it, from criticism of others or even ourselves. We were talking about this once. He said that he got a bad note in his acting class, and his performance wasn't favorable towards the teacher, and how he got distraught by that for a couple days, had trouble sleeping, and just wasn't feeling good and felt like he was going down a spiral. I know for sure I have been there. I've definitely been on that side, and I thought that would be an interesting topic to cover on a podcast. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. You can find me on Scotch Talks on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. No, not Reddit. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy. Bye. Boop. What? All right. So just test really quick, talking to your microphone.
I'm talking into the microphone.
Oh, Lord.
What tea are you drinking, Scott?
I'm drinking turmeric ginger with happy, calm mind.
And what am I drinking?
You're drinking turmeric ginger. That looks like you need like a fork for that. Or spoon.
Maybe I can bubble it.
It's just boiling water with the tea on the bottom.
Maybe I can bubble it. No. Why'd you close that?
Roommates.
Oh, your roommate's home.
Yeah. There we go. That's some tea.
Thank you. Thank you for the tea, Scott.
You're welcome.
Are we recording?
No.
The magic is happening now.
What magic? Jesus Christ.
Why are you so uncomfortable?
I'm not. I'm just I'm in like kind of a weird mood right now. I don't know what it is.
Did I bring it on?
No. You're not that special. Oh, I gotcha.
Okay. You did get me.
I'm sorry, but no. I was just in like, I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten or whatever. But you are special. That was a bad comment.
You have the bluest, grayish eye ever.
Thank you.
I like it.
I forget that I have eyes. I forget like the color of them. Michael, hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hey.
He's on the podcast now. Yeah, he lives downstairs. They used to live up here. What? They used to live up here. Now he lives downstairs.
Where? Who's living upstairs?
No, like, this is upstairs, downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
Well,
So they used to live downstairs, but now they live
no, they used to live,
here.
like, in here.
But now they live down there.
Just him, yeah. Everybody died.
Just them.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's using the kitchen and the bathroom too.
No. He has his own kitchen and bathroom.
Why is he up here?
To put incense in the thing.
Huh?
to put like incense in the thing. It's like a Chinese thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know any? I don't know
No, I
anything
don't
about
know.
Chinese culture.
No, I don't.
So let's get into it.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since you walked in.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm totes excited.
So who are you?
I'm James Quedar, and I don't know what the fuck do you want to know about me? Who am I? What the fuck's that question about?
Jesus Christ. James, hello. Everybody,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi, Scott.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. To the 2 audience members out there listening.
No, actually there was like 38.
38.
Yeah.
That's fucking hot. That's
Yeah,
sexy
it's
as
crazy.
fuck. Yeah.
38 people.
38 number. That's very specific. I love it.
Actually it was like 39.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
he died in the middle of the podcast.
Yes, somebody passed away during the middle of the podcast. Yep. So James is my friend.
And Scott is my friend. How long do you think we've known each other, Scott?
7 months and 18 days.
7 months and 18 days. That's very cool. I like that. And
No, like 7 months.
what's that?
7 months.
7 months. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a good friendship, I think.
Yeah.
I think I have I like what you do creatively and artistically, and you're inspiring. I think I think what you do is super exciting, and the project that you've shown me and that you have that I became part of most recently. When is that showing, by the way? Did that show already, the photos that you took of me in front of a flag?
No. So that
What's happening?
I don't
with
have
that?
access to that studio anymore.
Okay.
But I do have those photos. And they came out good.
Do you want to talk about that project?
Oh God. So yeah, I mean,
I think it's super exciting project. I don't know why you're
so
talking it down, so to speak.
I'm talking it down in the sense of I'm kind of disappointed that it stopped. Right? Because that's a common theme that comes up in my work. It's like, oh, I do something so enthusiastically for a little bit and then it just stops. And then I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes, And so like when I don't have access to a photo studio
Okay.
at the moment. So I was thinking about like just turning this room into a photo studio one day and just like inviting everybody over. And like doing that a couple times a month or
Yeah.
yeah.
You can actually have your own artist salon where you can invite models or people who want to interact and be part of the experience.
Yeah. So I was doing a for those of you listening, a photo project series.
I would say it's a photo essay, because I think what you also did is that I think after you've taken my picture, you gave me a piece of paper and to like write down whatever I want to write down, whether it's creatively a poem or something, a feeling, and what feelings were generated during the photo session. And I think I thought it was an interesting conversation of what the flag, it's an American flag, but it's the way that I would describe this flag is that it's tattered, it's beyond recognition, it's been battered, it felt like it's been dragged, it's been uncared for, and just and for me, it was definitely an interesting conversation with that flag, because I'm an immigrant who came to this country when I was 13, and I'm from the Philippines, and and to, I came here with a whole romantic notion of what this thing called American dream, right? And fast forward to, let's see, I'm 13, I'm turning 43 this year. So a sexy 43, that's right. Let's see. So 30 years of American experience, right? And
How's it been?
with the whole, yeah. So for me, that, being photographed in front of that flag and in a way having that interaction with the symbol of what, the American dream or what America stood for, and now, and what I actually and continue to experience and feel and live in are two different type of ideas and concepts, right? On the one hand, it's like, as an immigrant, we, living outside of America, we have this notion of like American independence, liberation, freedom. It's like anyone can make it if you just put in the hard work, right? And then moving to the America in the early 90s, 1990, I think, June 1990, I remember landing into SFO. But I remember my first meal after landing to the SFO, I made my parents, who picked us up, to take us to McDonald's stateside, because we have McDonald's in the Philippines. But it's totally different to have McDonald's stateside, right? Because this is where the source is, right? And that's where my my romantic notion of what America can be, and it's like, but yeah, I think it was a super fascinating project that you were doing, and that I am happy to be a part of. But I don't know where I'm going with this.
I hope that project continues. So
I hope so too. I'm excited about it. So I came to you and I guilted you into to be part of this podcast. I'm like, why have you not asked me to be part of this podcast? And you said, oh, it's for photographers and visual artists. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see. And then I said I'm gonna start my own podcast and not invite you. But we were having this discussion, right, about the way that we feel about our art and our presentation of our creative process and our production, our art production, and what it means for me as an artist, the vulnerability and the emotional impact that it has on me when I'm, this is within the context of criticism and critique or feedback giving, right? Or feedback receiving. I'm the reason this came up is because, I'm totally hijacking your podcast.
Well,
right
really
now.
quick, let's go into like what you do as an artist.
Okay. So I am a performance artist. My training ever since I was little has been in acting, dancing, and singing. I did a lot of musical theater. I did a lot of stage acting, and I also have a couple of IMDb credits. And
Oh my God.
oh no, it's not that big a deal. It's one of the movies is actually distributed, and you can rent it on Amazon right now. And very
What is
interesting movie. Yeah,
What is it?
it's called Under One Roof.
Under
And,
One Roof.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I have a full frontal on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that a...
No, it's not a porn. So
Okay.
it's an Amazon, right? But it's one of those independent movies, and it's trying to break barriers. And I think this is the first indie film that featured a full frontal nudity
What?
by an Asian actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's our claim to fame.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And that Asian actor was you.
It was me and someone else in the cast.
Did you fluff for it?
There was fluffing involved, but I had to self-fluff. There was no one. There was no fluffer to fluff me.
Okay.
I was pull yourself by your own bootstrap.
Put in the hard work.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for those of you who do not know what fluffing is, can you give them a brief explanation?
Okay, so it's a
Wait, in 2 words. Try to do it in 2 words.
in 2 words. My God, are you calling me too verbose at this moment? Maybe.
No, I just want to see if you can do it in 2
Okay,
words. So
2
fluffing
words.
is 2 words.
Fluffing is someone touching your junk. That's 4 words. That's the best I could do.
Oh my God.
To enlarge it to an appropriate.
Okay. Or fluffing is enlarging member. Enlarged member.
Member at large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when porn stars or
Someone.
Asian independent male actors
Yeah.
need frontals,
Yeah.
they fluff.
They fluff to make it, I don't know, full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
sometimes it's cold.
Not hard, but full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a difference, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like almost 20 years ago that I did that
Wow.
film.
Oh my
I
God.
think almost 20 years ago.
Cool. So
So right now, I ventured. Most recently, my work has been performance drag art.
awesome.
I've been doing some drag lately, and my type of drag is more storytelling rather than lip syncing to the top 40 or to the latest music out there. So my performance, my drag is grounded in creating a narrative within a 3-4 minute song, conveying a story. So
That's so cool.
that's been my trajectory. And lately, I've also been not involved, but I am part of a 2-year program, an acting 2-year program called the Meissner Technique, which is in the Presidio.
What's Meissner? Is Meissner like what is that acting?
So Meissner is the founder of this technique. Is obviously his name is Sanford Meissner. That's his last name, and the history behind him is that he was part of the neighborhood playhouse in New York, where a lot of acting teachers came out of, like Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler, and Meissner was one of them, and they're all coming from this thing called the Stanislavski method. So you might have heard of the method acting.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm learning about that right now.
Christian Bale is a method actor, I would say. What's his name? The guy that played Joker.
Oh God.
What is his name?
Heath Ledger.
Could be considered a method actor.
Yeah. So somebody who just
live
becomes
and
it.
breathe that character
Wow.
24/7, right? Meissner is different than that. It's all about the preparation that happens before a scene happens. It's all about, I'm probably like totally torturing the technique right now, and I'm sorry to my acting teacher who might be listening. I don't think you are, but
No, she's an avid listener.
Jim, I'm so sorry. But the most that I can describe Meissner technique is listening and reacting to what's in front of you rather than creating the narrative in your head and acting out the story in your head.
So it's just real life presence.
Yeah, just like
Right.
you just smiled right now at
Yeah.
the moment. Yeah, so it's just like reacting to that, and instead of like, if the story in my head is I'm mad at you, then I'm gonna continue acting mad at you, right? Which is,
Yeah.
but if you're giving me something else, if you're not being mad at me, if you're actually just being like, trying to be empathetic or compassionate, it's hard for me to stay mad, right? I need to react to what's being presented in front of me instead of like, I'm super mad at you because this is what the script says that I should do and blah, blah, blah. So that's called acting. And the whole point of Meissner is to live truthfully under the given circumstances.
Interesting.
Yeah. So tell me more about your method education. Well, you said you're just learning
No,
about
I mean,
that.
I'm just reading about method acting. That's it. And like observing films in which it's been done, which I can't remember them for the life of me. But like, that's what I thought acting was all along. Like you just feel a certain way and react to it. Like, yeah, you have your lines, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that just feels like a real way of acting. Also, like, do you believe that people who haven't had a difficult life,
What do you mean?
to people who haven't had a difficult life, do you think that they can be good method actors
So
or good actors?
So here's the thing. Here's what my teacher says. You don't need to have a medical degree to play a surgeon, right? You don't need to have a sad, dramatic life to be able to play, struggles, like real life challenges. What you can do is just like have a childlike imagination and just imagine, it's like, imagine being homeless. Imagine what it's like to like live day to day, like looking for food. Just imagine that point of desperation and what that's like, right? For method actors, some of them would go out
And do it.
sleep under the bridge.
I mean, I feel like anybody, no matter if you're an actor or
Yeah.
not, should like, I mean, the least like just think about what it would be like.
Yeah. So again, the childlike imagination is where one of a talent of an actor can rely on. It's like you don't have to know how to fly Starship Enterprise to be a captain of the Starship Enterprise.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Sorry. Again, it's just like having this childlike imagination, right? And
Do you guys have techniques for that?
yeah, so we do what's called repetition technique, where we go back and forth. For example, let's say you have a beanie, and then you say I have a beanie, and then you say you have a beanie, and it's like yeah, I have a beanie. It's like and then I say, you just keep repeating me, and like yeah, I just keep repeating you. It's like you just keep doing that and listening and reacting to what's happening. You're smiling right now. Yeah, I'm smiling right now. So a lot of that is it's called moment to moment work.
Whoa.
It's just, again, looking at the other person and just paying attention to them and just making it about them rather than about me, right? This is not about performing. This is about living truthfully in the moment. And
Dang.
it's pretty intense.
Oh my God, I want to take this.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
You look excited right now.
Well, I mean, just like, that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Because then that helps you with your life
Yeah,
too.
totally.
That isn't just acting. That's
Yeah.
like how to just be,
Exactly.
Be
in
a
the
present
moment.
human being in real life. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So it's really fun. And so lately, am I hijacking still your podcast?
No, you're good.
I want to make sure that
I want to make sure that we cover what we wanted to, and then
Oh,
I don't want
snap.
you to be late.
I'm checking the time slightly. We're good.
Okay.
We have 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This is your podcast.
No, go ahead.
I'm
Yeah.
just here as your guest.
No.
No.
You're good. You're good.
No, you're good.
God damn it.
What do you mean? So, you're in a class setting, right, Scott? With respect to photography or you were? I don't know what
Yes,
your
I
class
was.
schedule is.
Yeah, I'm not in photography classes anymore.
Okay.
I feel like you can only do too much of
Yeah.
that. Then the rest is like, okay, you actually have to go take photos.
Yeah.
And I've learned more outside than inside.
Yeah.
Because the teachers there are still like, you need to have a printable photographs on you at all times and have your pager number available at all times. And I'm like,
Wait,
okay.
a pager number?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just showing like how prehistoric.
I want to see your pager, Scott.
No. No, it needs some fluffing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, it's just more prehistoric.
What is that process
Ideas.
though when you're in class and there's critique that's being given back and forth, or not, maybe not back and forth, but one way, since it's just not hopefully, I don't know whether classmates critique each other or just the teacher giving you critique or
Yeah,
suggestions.
everybody, like, if you want to raise your hand and critique while I'm presenting, you can.
Okay. How's that process for you? Do you feel like they don't know shit, I know better than them type of dialogue that's happening inside your head, or?
Well, for me, and I think that this goes with everything, you have to see if the person is a credible source to be critiquing. So let's say, I mean, their photographs are not good,
Okay.
and they don't know what they're doing.
Okay. So they lack experience and vocabulary. And
Yes, lack massive experience and vocabulary. I wouldn't take their critique as deep as somebody who I respect,
Right. Like a teacher.
like a teacher.
So a teacher gives you a critique in front of a class and you don't like it. What happens?
First thing I do, I breathe.
That's great. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah. And I, at that point, have to take what they have to say and decipher it in my own mind
Okay.
and see if I stand with what they said and can take it, or if I stand by my work wholeheartedly. Because, I mean, sometimes I critique other people's works that... Oh, what? Critiques? Interesting.
I don't know why you just triggered my app, my Google right now, but it did trigger. Sorry.
That's why I don't have Google phones.
Oh, hater.
He's the first Google phone on this podcast.
It's not a Google phone. It's a Samsung Note 8. I need a new one.
Can you go on airplanes with that?
Yes, you can, asshole.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, going back to where we were. Yeah, I just have to decipher if it's credible or if I just stand by my work wholeheartedly.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. What do you want to get into?
What we talked about that one time.
Oh, yeah. So, again, critique. Critique. So, this is interesting. So, I've definitely been in acting classes before. Not as intense of a training as this one. I feel like I'm definitely putting a lot more into the process within the Meissner training program. Definitely, I feel like I'm super committed and super passionate about it. And I pour in every single energy into it. And so when I get a critique, as I have been getting bad notes the last few weeks, or it started about maybe a month ago, and there was a series of classes where one after the other. So it's like 3 or 4 classes where I've just been getting the same, not the same note, but a negative note that is being dispensed as a teachable moment for the class, right? But being on the receiving end of that was fairly difficult. And what usually happens, there's a physiological change that that happens with me when I'm getting criticism from the teacher, My peers, my acting peers, don't critique each other. It's always just the teacher breaking. We break down our work, and then the teacher gives us feedback, and then so let me yeah. So the physiological change that happens, I become hot suddenly.
Not that type
Not
of
that
hot.
hot, but
Like temperature hot?
like
And
temperature hot,
red
like
in the cheeks?
internally, like I would just feel started getting hot, and then sweat would break over my forehead and my nose, right? So this is when I know that my body is reacting to the note in a way that's fight or flight. It's like my body tells me there's danger up and it's sweating and
Yep.
it's getting hot and it's like and I get before I would get defensive, right? I would get resistant to the feedback and have a little back and forth with the teacher. Years ago, this is not my current training program, but because of the work that I've been doing for myself personally, I learned to be open-minded to whatever's coming my way, be willing to hear it. It's like I cannot be closed off to what is being given to me, right? I need to be willing to hear if there's any grain of truth to what is being said, right?
Right.
And if there is that grain of truth, and then hopefully to learn from it and to take that adjustment, the truth telling moment, like there's a grain of truth in that. How can I use that truth to help adjust whatever else I'm doing? And just being honest with myself. I'm like, was I being truthful in my work, or was I acting again? And that's one of the notes that I got in that 3 to 4 classes that I did maybe last month at the end of the January into February, where I was just like, the teacher basically said, I don't believe you. I don't believe your choice. I don't believe that you were actually feeling this way. And it's hard not to take it personally, right? It's our art. I feel like I'm putting everything into it, and to be criticized that it's not authentic, right? It strikes at the coreness of who I am as an artist. Because what I want to produce, what I want to show, what I want to present to the world is authenticity, right?
Yeah.
And to be told by someone who has 30 plus years of experience in acting is that wasn't truthful. It hits at the core foundation of who I want to become as an artist, and it's painful to hear. And a lot of and it becomes and there's pain that I got to work through. It's like, how can I work on this so I become more truthful in the moment within my work. And the other thing that's at play too is that, of course, this is being done in the studio in a class setting. It's not one-on-one, right? So, sorry.
You're okay.
And so this is in front of my peers, and that fear of what others would think of me start coming into play. It's like people think. Now I'm thinking, oh, they think I'm a bad actor. Oh, they're probably not going to work with me because they think I'm just a ham. I'm just overreacting, and they probably think I'm a piece of shit. And so all these things came up for me. And after getting that first night of criticism, I was spiraling out of control. I couldn't get to sleep right away. I was, in fact, that evening, I only had 2 hours of sleep, because I was in my head. I was like, all these fears came up for me, and again, how, the challenge for me as an artist is like, how can I how can I transition from getting a bad note, using that bad note to improve myself, and then use what I learned the next class so it's better, right? And shorten that recovery time, so to speak, to feel that setback but recover in a way that's healthy, that's less unmanageable, because getting 2 hours of sleep is unmanageable, right? That's
Yeah.
not sustainable at all, and I can only internalize so much of receiving bad note, because what I also learned is that this is a class setting. What if it's like in the real world where I'm getting bad reviews, right? And actual critics are giving me bad reviews. So what this experience has told me is like, I'm learning how to take criticism and hopefully transform that in a way that's positive and healthy for me, and being able to love with detachment, right? Whether I'm getting a good note or a bad note, be able to accept what is the note, what is the criticism, what is the feedback, and to let it go, right? Not hold on to it, not let it define me as an artist. And this
Yeah.
is just a slice of time, right? And it's like, but me, when it comes to getting bad notes, it's like, it colors the rest of my day into the
Yeah.
next day, or maybe even the whole week, right? And I get depressed by it, and I second guess myself as an artist. I doubt myself. It's like, the question, like, why am I fucking doing this still? I'm 42 years old, right? And I'm getting this note of authenticity. I'm like, who the fuck am I to like be doing this? So all of that came up, but ultimately, how that was turned around, or how I stayed in it. I stayed in the discomfort of things. I stayed in the moment of things. I stayed even though it feels like I shouldn't be doing this. I just persevered and continued doing it. And again, I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. I'm not here because I know it all. I don't know it all, and I don't think anyone knows it all, right? And but yeah, it's but yeah, so after that 3 to 4 classes of getting bad note, a series of bad notes, I was able to turn it around. I was able to incorporate those things, those notes, those feedback that were given to me, and I became I became better on the subsequent classes, right? And because I paid attention, I didn't, I didn't let it define me, but rather let it. I used the tools that I can use within those criticism, and moved on. And I'm grateful to have learned that part of me as an artist that still need work, right? I still need work when it comes to accepting criticism and using it in a way that's healthy, right? For me, that's where my work as an artist right now at this moment is actually growing.
Yay.
Is that
Congrats. No, that's amazing.
what else do you want to talk about?
We did talk about. Am I doing this for the good notes and the ego?
Yeah. So that's the other one too. It's like, again, it's like, so the last 3 or 4 classes, I have been getting good notes, right? And there's a dopamine release that happens too when you get a good note. Or it feels good, especially when it's done in front of everyone else. So like, you get this certain validation, right? And validation feels good. And But really, the question is, am I doing it because I'm getting a dopamine hit? Am I doing art because I like that part of it? Or why else am I doing this? Or who else am I doing this for? Is it for me? Because I like getting the validation. I like the boost of, you know, this perceived power, this perceived self-esteem, this perceived sexual prowess that I get, whenever I get a compliment, whenever I get a good note, whenever I get a good feedback. Or am I doing it because I want to, again, because I cannot live without it. This is something I want to do. And acting, performing, connecting with audience, telling a very human story in hopes of, changing people's lives or connecting to someone else who might feel alone, and, or am I going to be this type of actor that's going to just be there because I like the thumbs up on Facebook or the likes on Instagram or, all these things that, social media has, this false sense of acceptance or validation, right? That for some reason it's giving us this dopamine hit every time we get a like on Facebook, every time we get a heart on Instagram, or a share or a retweet on Twitter. It's like there's this sense of validation that happens. And for me as an artist, as an actor, I definitely feel that I want to be a performer or an actor where I don't have to worry about that. But what other people would think of me, that I can, because I am putting in the work right now to my craft, and because I am putting the dedication and obsession towards becoming a better actor than I was yesterday, that I can fully be at peace with what I put out. And again, just like life, I'm not for everyone. My performances will not be for everyone. My acting will not be for everyone.
I get caught in that. I'm like, oh no, everybody has to like it.
Yeah.
So then I start doing things for other people.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, there is that, now we cater to an audience, right? Now we become, so to speak, a slave to an audience, right? Where this is what I see you as, and this is what you must continue to produce, right? Because now you have been pigeonholed, right? Into this role, into this idea, into this artist. So for me, it's that's going to be, my artistic ideal is to be able to do work, to be as truthful as I can be, to be as authentic as I can be, and that's not to say I don't care about the audience. I don't care about people I'm interacting with. It's just to say that this is my work and this is what I am proud in showing. And I'm going to be okay whether you like it or not. And I'm just grateful that you got to be part of this experience, whatever this is, right? And for me, that's enough, And money's nice too.
Money is nice. And for me, not in the sense of like popping bottles and buying nice expensive cars, but like the freedom that it can allow you.
Yeah, so you can produce more art and more work that you actually want to do rather than, So there is also like a risk taking that happens too when it comes to when I start thinking less about what other people would think of me, then I am more free to take risk, right?
Yeah.
There's more of a freedom there towards like, this is what I want to do. And this is something new I want to do. This is something I haven't done before. And to be able to be comfortably going for those type of goals, for those type of concepts, instead of like, oh, I don't know, people will like it because this is something new, right? So
Yeah.
there's a shift in perspective that can happen when it comes to having that sense of freedom when it comes to my art. And I think partly that freedom rests on the fact that what other people think of me is none of my business, right? And again, when this is something I've been working with my therapist about. It's like, how do I reconcile the fact that what I'm putting out there is so personal, so vulnerable, so intimate, right? As an art form, and to be criticized for it, it's really hard and difficult to detach with love, or to not take it personally, right? So that's the challenge for me today. It's like, how can I still let in criticism, but not let it be a personal attack on me? You know, it can just be about my art, at that moment, but to be able to like accept it in a healthy way, but not let it like, I'm a bad actor, I'm a bad artist, but like, okay, someone else think that I can improve, and that's how I can see that criticism. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Any other thing you wanna?
I was gonna ask a question.
I just burped in your mic.
Dude, I wonder how many people have burped on these so far. I like put my nose in my mic thing because it's bouncy.
Yeah, it is bouncing.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's
Let me see.
I like it. I like this at home podcast setup that you have.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It's nice.
Yeah. Let me see. I had a question. Is there anything else that you want to discuss while I think of?
Was there anything else about this class? What was the question again?
Are you listening?
No. What was the question again?
Oh, because you went like this.
I did go like that, but
I forget.
something about this class.
Kind of having a brain thing right now.
That's okay.
This is gonna be edited out, by the way.
I kind of like, the whole, we've talked about this, how I love podcasts and the whole like, listening in to people's conversation. The casualness of things when it comes to podcast. I like
true. Very, very true. That's what I'm kind of doing. Like with my first podcast, it was like so edited and overproduced, and it was so bad on some.
So like the Radio Lab and NPR type of moment.
My only thing is like, I want to edit it in the way of like, it makes, like if somebody says something not so smart, myself or the person on the podcast says something that could be really, really bad. I would want to edit that out.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just kind of like,
I don't know, if they're kind of racist, it would be good to like just let it stand there and like
true
and expose their racism. That's my whole thing.
Yes,
like
I know.
If you're gonna be racist on a podcast, I'm like, go ahead, embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope.
I'm not saying you are, Scott.
Yeah, I hope never.
Although
to
you do
somebody...
have that Vietnamese hat on top of your arm.
Oh my god, my Vietnamese friend went to Vietnam and got me a Vietnamese hat.
I think you do some reenactment at night. I'd like to know what that is.
Oh my god. No.
No, I'm
I have
talking
a hat,
with you.
the souvenir that a friend gave me from Vietnam. I do not reenact a Vietnamese scene.
You don't reenact any scenes from Platoon or...
Nope. And thank God I've never seen that movie too.
Oh, you have to see it.
No. No, I'm not. Why would I see it now? What if I have done stuff like that?
Have you?
No. No. I think like the most craziest thing that I've ever done is like
Blackface?
no.
I'm kidding.
God. Yeah, I think the most like the calmest thing that I've ever done is just a casual daily. I don't even want to say it. Face of something. No, I do not do that. I never will. I think like the craziest thing that I've done is like play cowboys and Indians when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
But that was like
Who did you play?
we would just switch roles.
Oh,
me and my
you're
friends.
very versatile.
Oh yeah. And we were, we were diverse.
Yeah.
We would switch off cowboys or Indians.
So like white off-white type thing? Diverse?
Yeah, sure. Off-white. We were off-white children. Oh God. I don't want to get in trouble.
You already are, Scott.
Thank you. Or no. Oh shit. Yeah. I want to get a tattoo. Just FYI.
You don't have a tattoo yet?
No.
Okay.
But like on my finger. Like right there. And then right there.
Did you want to get a kanji tattoo like Ariana Grande that said 7 rings, but it actually said small barbecue grill?
What?
So Ariana Grande got herself a kanji tattoo. Kanji is a Japanese calligraphy, right?
It says what?
So she wanted to get a tattoo. She put it in her palm of her hand, and she wanted it to coincide with the title of her latest single called 7 Rings.
7 rings. Okay.
Yeah. So instead of so the artist and she decided to just shorten to just include the words for 7 and the word for rings, but that's not what the whole kanji lettering system is about.
No.
So what it came out, according to people who knows Japanese calligraphy or kanji, is small barbecue grill. So she's got a tattoo in kanji on the palm of her hand that she thought was going to be called 7 rings, but it's actually called small barbecue grill.
Which is her second single from that album. Not her first.
So beware is what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't. Moral of this entire podcast: don't be getting stuff in kanji without running it by a Japanese person who knows calligraphy.
Yeah. Or just don't culturally appropriate shit you don't know nothing about.
True, that too.
You know what I
Smart
mean?
barbecue grill. It's gonna be the title of this podcast. Small barbecue grill.
That's awesome.
Oh, poor Ariana Grande.
I know.
Oh well, that's funny.
So you want to get a tattoo, huh?
Yeah, that I want to get in kanji. That says something.
Or you can just say, get it something in English. It says something. Like,
But that doesn't look cool.
oh, it looks cool. Just
I'm
say,
kidding.
just have a tattoo that says, oh, it looks cool.
Oh, it looks cool. In kanji. I will pass on that, but
Yeah.
you should definitely do that.
Okay.
You should get it on your a tramp stamp of it. Oh, it looks cool.
It's very specific, Scott. I like that.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, you have to go.
I have to go. This was fun.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Thank you for coming on. Love you too.
Okay.
Appreciate you and your
appreciate
friendship.
you. I appreciate you more than rainbows and unicorns.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And Care Bears.
I don't appreciate Care Bears.
I love Care Bears.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Are you
I'm
kidding
a
me?
Care Bear kid.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I was a Build-A-Bear kid.
Build a bear kid?
Yeah. Do you
That's
know what that
weird.
is?
I know. I don't know what. I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
I don't know what
It's like
that is.
a shop in malls where you would like go and you would build your bear.
No, that's crazy. Why would you build your own bear?
I don't know. Anyways, thank you.
Thank you.